Hey everyone, welcome back to another Fortnite Save the World video. Today we will talk about one of the questions I get a lot. Does endurance build work for storm shield defenses? Well, the short answer is yes. But there are three main points you need to know here. I will mention them first, then explain them one by one. 1. How these builds work. 2. What are the map limitations you will get during building your base, and what to do about them. 3. What to do about recycle builds. This last point is related to the first one. I will explain this in a moment. I will take Twine Peaks as example, since it's the hardest and longest one. And I will explain all the points combined to make it easier to understand. So, you just reached Twine Peaks, and want to finish all the storm shield defenses to be able to play endurance later. We all know how Twine Peaks is different than the others. Like for Stonewood or Plankerton, some traps around the spawn and some builds around the amplifiers, and that's it. Canny Valley requires a bit more, but still, small tunnel will do the job. But for Twine Peaks, the waves become longer, requires many eliminations sometimes. And you may have hard time controlling smashers and flingers. Like SSD10 for example, last wave will last 10 minutes. A small tunnel with low durability won't handle that. But still, it's not that hard, a medium decent tunnel will get the job done very well. But it may take some time for some people to make a fully AFK build for these defenses. That's why a lot of the players just finish these defenses with friends. Just a small tunnel, some builds around the amplifiers, and that's it. They will handle the rest with weapons, and it's very easy and fun. I do a lot of storm shield defenses on my streams. If you checked any of them, you will see how easily 4 players can finish it if they know what to do. But some people just want a solid reliable build to finish these defenses solo and AFK. So, they think of building endurance builds for their storm shield defenses. Plus it makes a lot of sense for a lot of people who want to play endurance. Because for endurance, you have to destroy everything you built for storm shield defenses, and build a huge decent build. We all know how endurance is way longer than storm shield defenses. Harder as well. Like you get more waves, mini bosses, ton of smashers, and etc. So, those people who thought of building endurance builds first for the 10 defenses, now have most of the base already built and ready for endurance. Instead of destroying their whole base and rebuilding everything. Both ways are fine, don't get me wrong. Like some endurance builds will be overkill for storm shield defenses, which is true to be honest. Just pick what works for you. Some people want a quick build for the defenses, and that's it. Some people want to play endurance a lot, so they want to save time by starting with endurance builds from the beginning. And here comes the points I just mentioned. Yes, you can go ahead and start with using endurance builds for your defenses. But when you start, you will notice something. There's a blue bubble surrounding the map, and you can't pass it. And endurance builds are huge, and this bubble won't allow you to build the full endurance builds. For some amplifiers, it won't be that annoying. But for others, it will. So, what to do here? If you remember when I said that storm shield defenses are easier than endurance. Meaning, you don't actually need to build the whole thing when you just started. Just build half of the tunnel or whatever you can for your next defense. Then, the bubble will expand. Every time you finish a defense, the bubble will expand more and more. By the 10th defense, it will vanish, and you will unlock the whole map. So, during that, you can continue your tunnels and block-offs once you unlock the area needed. In some situations, there will be some gaps and openings that the husk can use if you haven't built the whole build, but it's okay, just add some block-offs. Even you can build a small tunnel if needed, and remove it later. Sounds complicated, I know. But believe me, it's simple more than you can imagine. It may take some time, but by the 10th defense, your base will be ready for endurance and war games. So, now you know how to build your base during these defenses. Is that it? Few more points here. We have two kind of builds in this game in general. Damage builds, and recycle builds. For damage builds, we rely on damage traps like electric field traps and wall darts to eliminate the husk. For recycle builds, we avoid eliminating any husk as much as possible. Using traps like wall launchers or floor launchers to delay the husk and pushing them away over and over till the end of the waves. But which one to build? It depends on a lot of factors. Like the amplifier location, the possible paths, the husk behavior regarding this amplifier, and etc. It can take hours to explain these points. I'm just explaining the important points you need to know. Because if you are trying to follow my build guides, you will find both builds. Damage builds for some amplifiers, and recycle builds for others. Or both for the same amplifier, like pit and hill amplifiers. But why this matter, like they all work, right? Well, yes, they work well. But here's the thing. Unlike endurance, storm shield defenses have two types of waves. Time waves and elimination waves. For time waves, you just need to defend your amplifiers till the end of the wave. Doesn't matter if you eliminate the husk, recycle them, just make it to the end of the wave. Other waves require to eliminate a certain number of husk. So, with recycle builds, it won't be possible to finish those elimination waves. You can just use weapons for them, like the Xenon Bow. It will finish that wave in no time, but we want it fully AFK, remember? Well, thankfully, I have damage builds for most of the recycle builds. Like pit and hill amplifiers. So, you can go ahead and use the damage builds. But what if you want the recycle builds, to be able to use them for endurance later? Simple, just use the recycle builds, and cover the spawn with lots of drop traps or electric field traps, and they will handle those waves easily. Then you can remove the traps you added later, and your recycle build will be ready for endurance. Now you know how to build your base, and which build to use. Do you have to build all the amplifier? Well, Twine is a bit special here as well. Unlike Stonewood, Plankerton, and Canny Valley, where you don't have to place all your amplifiers, in Twine Peaks, you will place all of them by the 10th defense. Building 10 amplifiers, with some of them having 2 directions to defend, plus the home base, can be overwhelming for some people. Thankfully, you don't have to build all of them. Like after you finish a defense, when you join your base again, you are required to place another amplifier to be able to start the next defense. So, by logic, you need to defend this amplifier. You won't leave it just like that, right? Well, some amplifiers won't get attacked in certain defenses. Even some of them won't get waves at all, as I know. Mostly hill amplifier. So, what to build? I did a quick search, and here are the results for all the defenses. The order of waves for each defense. SSD1, home base, repeated 3 times. SSD2, home base, then ramp, then home base or ramp, repeated. SSD3, home base, then ridge, then ramp, then home base or ridge or ramp. SSD4 and SSD5, home base, then ridge, then ramp, then valley. SSD6 to 8, home base, then ridge, then ramp, then pit, then valley. SSD 9 to 10, home base, then ridge, then ramp, then pit, then valley, then devil. You can search them to be sure. A lot of talking I know for a simple question I know. But I love to explain everything I know in details, maybe someone will need it. And if there's more needed information, I will leave them in the description, so make sure to check it out. That should cover everything about this point. Let me know if I missed something in the comments. And that's it for this video. Don't forget to use code Larsis in the item shop and Epic Games Store if you want to support me, helps me a lot. As always, big thanks for all the channel members, super chat on the stream, everyone uses my creator code, and all the support, really appreciate it. Like, subscribe if you are enjoying the content, so YouTube algorithm will suggest the video for more people. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, see you in the next one.